All right, you guys, back at it again. This time attacking the front end of the car. As you guys can see, I have it jacked up right now, and it's on jack stands with the jack also under there. You guys, it is very rare, if at all, that I will get under a car without a jack stand and jack. And I actually had, he wasn't a good friend of mine. We actually played high school sports against each other, but we knew of each other. And he actually died under a car because the jack failed on him. So my stepdad, who taught me and got me kind of more into cars, always told me to have the jack right under the car, just lightly pressed, a little bit of pressure against the car. That way if any jack stand fails, you have the jack as backup. Also, what I do and what he taught me as well is to shake the car after you put it up. So that way, if something fails again, then at least you're not under the car, and to shake it first. So I've actually done this several times, and when I shake the car, I've had the jack actually fall into place because either it wasn't locked or what have you. So that'll also allow you to kind of triple check what you're doing and to check your jacks again. So anyways, you guys, I don't mean to ramble on that, but that's very important because obviously if something happens, you get caught under a car, pretty deadly. So anyways, what we're doing now is attacking the front suspension and everything. So I got tubular upper and lower control arms going in, all new brake lines. I still got to order inner and outer tie rod, so I got to order that. I have the coupler already. I think it's a CPP, oh no, it's a UMI brand. And obviously Willwood brakes and all that stuff. So this whole assembly, everything is coming out of here. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of start this assembly of everything, and then get this out of here on both sides. So I'm not going to make this intro very long. Again, this is a teardown of everything. My front Willwood kit is in there, and then those brown boxes are actually the tubular upper and lowers. Those are actually eBay brand. I actually got them for the Skylark, but I've heard a lot of people running these brands, and I guess they're actually fairly good. The only thing is the ball joints suck, so you have to replace the ball joints. If you go over here to my Chevelle stash, everything over here, I actually have ball joints. I think they're back there somewhere, but they're extended ball joints. I think they're a ½ inch longer than normal. And I went with ½ inch longer than normal because of many different reasons I can kind of get into later. But supposedly with taller ball joints, especially the upper ones, it allows the wheel to kind of stay more flat as you turn and go in and out of turns and whatnot. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and attack this right now and take it all apart. Obviously, you have to take off this is the caliper, the brake lines, the castle nut right behind it that's holding the spindle to the control arm. Again, you don't want to take it out all the way because there's pressure on that spring. What I'll probably do is for added assurance is I have a chain that I use to get the engines out of my car. So a good rule of thumb is to put a chain around or inside and loop it around the coil, and then wrap it around the A-arm as well. That way, if it does decides to fire out, pop out, then it won't pop out at you and the chain will catch it. So I have my other jack. I don't know if my other jack is gonna reach that high, so I'll probably have to do is use that jack, and at least I'll be kind of like outside of the car, so I won't be laying under the car, so that way if a jack does fail, I'm still good to go. So anyways, let me go ahead and attack this right now. And if you're new to the channel, definitely think about subscribing, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, y'all. I'm storing a 1971 Chevelle here from the ground up. Man, it's coming along, it's coming along. So now we're gonna make our way to the front. Stay tuned. We got it. So I got everything loosened up. I did some of the stuff off camera. I time-lapsed some of it, but not a whole lot. But believe it or not, this is actually my first time disassembling a whole front suspension. I mean, I've kind of done bits and pieces but never like full on disassembly. But pretty straightforward. I pretty much know how to do it. I just never have done a full assembly myself. But yeah, I got everything loosened. So now it's just kind of take apart everything. All right, y'all, so I got it all done. It's out, everything is out. Again, what I'll probably do is just go ahead and clean this up. I'll do that off camera. Definitely gotta take that apart. I don't know if it was easier to take it off on the car or just on the bench here. Because I gotta get the spindle out, and we should be good to go there. So if I don't do that on camera, maybe I'll time lapse it or something like that, but if not, then this is pretty much the disassembly of everything. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, and then by the time you see me back here again, the other side should be all done and taken apart, and then we can start assembly on the new tubular uppers. All right, y'all, it is the next day, about 10 a.m. and I have a good portion of the day to get some stuff done. I was hard at it last night till about 9 o'clock or so, getting all of this done. So what I'm about to do right now is go ahead and wipe this frame down with some mineral spirits, and then I will also paint it. So I'm gonna finish masking stuff off. I mean, while it's off right now, I might as well do it, so that way it's just done. What I'm also going to do, and I thought this might be a decent idea, is take my shop vac and hook up the attachment to it. And there's a wider attachment right there at the top. I think I just might put that on there and just run the shop vac and just kind of let it hang somewhere over here, or hold it at least. That way, any overspray, maybe you can kind of suck it in through the vacuum. Because I don't want overspray floating around in here. I already have a lot of dust on the car and things like that. So I just don't want to get anything else on the car that doesn't need to be in. If I can avoid it, then I definitely want to do that. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and attack this. Been out here for about an hour, and boy, have we been at work. Again, I am great in just doses, and so that's why I wanted to come out here for an hour just to get some stuff done. So I'm gonna make this really quick because I do have to get inside, get ready, and get to work. But as you can see, crazy amounts of dirt coming from this front end. That's 50 years of dirt, you guys, just laying on the floor, stuck inside the frame. So what I did is on this side, I actually got it all out, and I masked everything off, and I went ahead and painted and touched everything up. This side was caked with dirt. It was crazy. But all this dirt did not come from this. I have already cleaned that up and everything and swept that and threw it away. All this dirt that you see on both sides there and here, look at that pile, crazy, came from inside of there, inside of the front frame. So that's where the lower control arm mounts right there, and it was just caked in there. I was just blowing air from my compressor in there, and it just kept coming out both sides, and it just kept coming, like, dang, what's up? Stuck my hand in there, and I could just feel like a hill of just dirt in there, you guys. So what I did is I stuck a long screwdriver in there, shoved it in there a few times, broke it all up on both sides, and then just blew it out, and stuck my hand back in there and just kind of swept it out, and then we were good to go. So again, you're already here, so might as well. Yeah, me and my buddy have that running joke, might as well do this. This is a part, might as well add this, might as well clean this. So might as well do all that, paint it and everything. So, but I wanted to get this all painted and clean, and so that way when I put back in my control arms, it'll look good. We'll take it to the other side here just real quick. I have a light on here. None of this stuff is painted on this side, but as you can see, everything is out. This side is actually a lot cleaner, which is great. So hopefully it'll be a lot easier and cleaner setup for me, so I can just kind of clean it and then wipe it down, shoot it with some chassis enamel paint, and be good to go there. I went ahead and ordered some different control arms. I went with some UMI control arms. Reason being, you guys, is I have those other control arms that I was gonna use for this car that I actually originally bought for the Skylark. They were just some eBay control arms, and I actually think those control arms are used through like OPGI, a lot of name brand companies that kind of just put their stamp on it. They might change the ball joints, things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and use those for the Skylark. I bought them for the Skylark. Again, they were not that expensive. I think they were like $230 or $250 for the set, so not bad. And I've been sticking new parts on this, great parts on this for the entire build, and I just really don't want to cheap out, you guys. I don't know. I always have done budget things. I always have bought budget parts, kind of mixed in with some new parts as well, or some reputable parts. But with this build, I kind of had my mind made up that I was just gonna give this car the good parts that it needs. And when I had them out the box and I started to kind of put them in, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. So anyways, UMI upper and lower is coming, and they're gonna be nice. The only thing that I wish they would have came with was taller ball joints for the uppers, but they were back ordered until March, and I didn't want to wait that long, even though March is around the corner. But who knows, all that stuff gets pushed back. But I already had taller upper and lower ball joints already, Pro Forge brand. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these uppers, taller uppers, on the UMIs. And then what I'm going to do is install those on the Chevelle. I'm gonna keep those. Those are the eBay brands, and then that'll be for the Skylark solely. I'll just go ahead and get the ball joint swapped out, both upper and lower. Standard length as far as ball joints go. That way, that Skylark will be dialed in. And my girl's probably gonna be driving the Skylark a little bit more than me. She loves driving that convertible, so I'm just gonna get that dialed in for her. Another thing that I found out too, just real quick, with the UMI control arms, I guess the lower control arm, I did want a taller ball joint for the lower one. That's why I bought a separate set of taller ball joints just strictly for the lowers. But I didn't even know this, but I found this out, and this was great, so I'm glad that I did order them. I guess they set the ball joint and the bottom part of that a control arm at a certain angle, so that way it kind of corrects the alignment on your car. I think it gives it more caster, I believe. I always get them confused, you guys. But anyways, it sets that ball joint and that part of the control arm at a certain angle, so it kind of corrects what the old stamped control arms didn't have, and it corrects the alignment and keeps the wheel again flatter on the ground, and that tire flatter on the ground, so you'll be able to turn, handle, and perform a lot better when you're driving the car. So I thought that was dope. And those ball joints that I bought, the bottom ones, the taller ones, were a pretty penny, so I will go ahead and return those and get some money back for those as well too. So everything counts, you guys, as far as money in regards to these builds. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this mess up, and then I'll chime back in when I get the tubulars. You guys stay tuned for more. I'll do a video on the control arms when they get in, and then we'll go ahead and get these bad boys installed, and then we'll go from there. To Saturday the 26th, the continuation of the front suspension and the whole front end kind of tear down and rebuild here. So what I got, finally got the UMI control arms in. Man, they were just a couple days behind on delivery. They were in town, but I actually didn't get them until probably 2 days after they were originally supposed to be delivered. But we got them in, their new upper and lower control arms, so I'm glad we got those in. Again, I still gotta clean up all this dirt. I think I mentioned it in a previous clip. All that dirt came from inside of the frame, so I gotta go ahead and clean this up off the ground. And then we'll go ahead and start attacking at least this side here. I want to repaint the front end of the frame, and then also clean and paint on that side as well, as that's not done yet. What we're gonna do, go ahead and clean all this up here. I'll go ahead and get this unboxed, set it on the table, and I'll chime back in here in a moment. Here it is right here. I finally got it unboxed, and man, these are some nice pieces, you guys. So what I did too already off camera is I went ahead and changed the ball joints. That was actually really easy. Just 4 bolts here, nuts in the back, and they just simply come off and you put them on. So this is the original one. As you can see, sitting it next to it is kind of hard to kind of tell, but it's about a 1/2 inch longer. So these are the ones that they actually sell too. They sell these in a kit with just the top longer, and I think they're like $100 more or something like that, maybe a little less. And then you can get them both also 1 inch or 1/2 inch taller, and I think those are, I don't know, maybe 150 more or something like that for the set. And those are actually back ordered until May. And then these ones here, if you want them in a kit, where this is just taller, the upper one, I think that's back ordered until like first week in March. So, which is not that far away, but you know, I just didn't want to order them and be pushed back waiting on these parts. So I already had them, might as well just change them over. So, and these are definitely reputable ball joints too, and they pretty much just look the same, just a ½ inch taller. So, but yeah, y'all, these are made real nice, man. I'm happy I went with these, and not only that, they'll look good in the car. So hopefully, crossing my fingers, should be a fairly easy install. I'm literally just gonna set them in and just leave them there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I went ahead and cleaned and polished my original bolts. So did that there. Actually, there's a little bit of dirt on this one. I'm gonna have to try to get that off. But yeah, y'all, so I went ahead and kind of just polished those up. I'm using my handy dandy new wire wheel that I bought for this, and my my grinder. So yeah, you guys, comes with the bump stops as well too, and this one's already installed. So this actually mounts to the frame of the car, and this one's already in there installed. Then you have your N-Link kit. It comes with an N-Link kit right here, and then no hardware as far as installing, so you're gonna have to have your own bolts there for the control arms, the upper and the lowers, but I'm just gonna use the original one. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and lube these up. I'll probably try to time lapse it for you here, and then all I'm gonna do is on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and start to kind of clean this up here, and then let it dry and probably just call it an evening. I got backed up on my working on this because a buddy of mine came over and bought some weights that I was actually selling online. He found out that I was selling them and he needed them for his home gym. So I wasn't able to get as far as I wanted to, but we're gonna get there. So again, I'm gonna clean all that up, and then I'll probably just call it an evening. My girl's actually gonna be gone in the morning, so I can come out here in the morning and kind of tackle the rest of it, hopefully. So, but man, this thing is a lifesaver right here, that wire wheel. Perfect. So anyways, let me go ahead and get this all set up. I'll try to time lapse me putting this in, and I'll chime back in a moment. All right, y'all, so been at it for a little bit cleaning the other side. So all the other side now is clean, it's drying. So all I have to do now is just do a final wipe down on the other side, and then mask everything off like this is here, and then paint it like this, and then we'll be good to go with installing the control arms on the other side. So we're almost there, man. All this tedious stuff, painting and things like that, you know, the might as well deals. You might as well just do it while it's out here and ready to be done. So anyways, you guys, it is in. Take a look at it, let me know what you guys think. So pretty much for this video's sake, this side is done, and again, I just have to paint the other side and put these in as well too. So I will definitely show you guys that once it's all done, but I think it's looking pretty good, y'all. I mean, it's just the details, you know, all shining up the bolts and everything, just taking the time to do that. Everything is just a snug fit. I put this spindle on just to give it a visual so you guys can kind of see what everything looks like. That taller ball joint there is in, the Zerk fittings back in, and man, whew, that's gonna look super dope in there, you guys, super dope. So get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. The next clip here will be the other side all done. I'm not gonna film anything else on the other side, but man, it is looking real nice up in here. Ooh-wee. Ooh, those boys look good. Man, control arms looking good, and coilovers are installed as well. Again, everything is just kind of just snug fit, you know, just tightened down, not totally torqued down or anything just yet, as I just wanted to kind of just set stuff in there. Moving on, next to will be the install of the Wheelwood kit, but that'll be in a different video. I still got to finish the other side. However, the control arms are installed on the other side, so we will go over there as well. This side is installed too. What I did up here is I took pictures of how many shims were in there before, but in all the things that I have seen, and I don't know if the directions talked about shimming, but I know they talked about the two different ways you can install this part here. one for more caster, I believe, if you flip it over, and then one for kind of like more stock or however it's supposed to come. So I just went with that option and just installed it just like normal, I would say. And then I stuck one shim on each side just because that's what I've kind of seen people do. So I just thought I would kind of just stick with that. But man, this looks really good. The new taller ball joint is installed. I installed it exactly how it came shipped, and funny enough, the ball joints are all Pro Forged also anyway. So they come with Pro Forged ball joints. So these actually just fit right in, no problem. And this is how they're installed from UMI with the nuts upright. Yeah, y'all good to go here. I'll move this out the way here, and you can see the bottom part. Ooh, that is a nice piece, you guys. Nice piece. So yeah, all I gotta do is just torque everything down. And on this side, I have to put the coilover in, but literally, you guys, the coilover took like 7 minutes. So I don't know if I'm even, well, I'll still make a video on it just so you guys can see. I mean, it was really easy, far more easier than the rear here. It was super quick, so that was actually nice. For once, I was able to get something done fairly quickly. So, but anyways, yeah, man, I would say this is it for the install of the UMI upper and lower control arms. Again, I just got the normal ones without the taller ball joints. However, I already had these taller ones for upper and lower, but I did send the lower ones back. Man, this is looking really good. I masked everything off, repainted this portion of the frame. I still got to do the bottom. I did that all before I took the car, but now I got to redo it again, so I'm gonna have to mask off the car. And so this video should be uploaded for the control arms hopefully by Wednesday, maybe coil over by the next weekend, and then we can go ahead and start on the front steering linkage, all Pro Forged brand stuff, which is over here. I know I'm a little unsteady with the camera, guys, but bear with me. So we'll talk about a little bit about this. I went ahead and bought all new steering linkage. Again, Pro Forged brand right here. I heard this kit is really good, and it's really nice kit, and really firms up the steering just in general. But I went ahead and got new one because all the steering linkage here, I think this one just kind of, no, one of them's like decent, but then the other one over there just kind of just moves, spins freely. It's a little bit more loose, I would say, and just old tie rod ends and everything, man. So it was about time. I just couldn't rock with them. I was just actually gonna try to clean it up and keep them if they were in decent shape, but nah, not really. But so I'm going in on this car, you guys. You guys already know. Oh man, we were making this thing happen. Man, this looks so good. Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this, you guys. Man, whew, that might be the thumbnail right there. So yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the conclusion of the UMI upper and lower tubular control arms. And man, whew, it is coming along. This is a big deal for me, you guys, just because I wasn't dreading this, but I knew this was gonna take some time. And for me, being that I don't have a whole lot of time, I try to come out here kind of here and there just to knock some of this stuff out. So this is a big deal for me, you guys, to kind of get this done, because after this whole front end is done, hopefully the steering linkage and everything will go together great. I dropped off the sway bar at the powder coaters, as you guys already know. And that'll be pretty much it. But at least if I need to move the car or anything like that, I don't need the sway bar or anything like that. So I can move the car in and out freely. And man, we can get this, all the suspension and everything torqued down. And then we can start moving up into the interior, and then moving over to the engine as well too. So I don't have a whole lot to do on the engine. It's really just a lot of just cleanup and everything on the engine. And then I'm just gonna run it as is for now, and then just see kind of how it runs. Oh, I do have to do the master cylinder, the Willwood master cylinder, and then plumb the brakes and all that stuff too. But that shouldn't be terrible. I actually bought a flare kit off of Amazon. I wanted to buy a really nice one, but for as much as I don't flare things. I just bought one that got really good reviews, kind of just like a, I guess a lower end model. But yeah, so I do have to plumb the brake lines and everything. And I actually let all the brake lines just bleed out, and they actually drained really clean for the most part. So that was my other deal. I didn't want any blockage. The only other thing I have to figure out too is that proportioning valve that sits on the frame down here. Willwood comes with its own proportioning valve, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to run those lines. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off this phone, get off this video, get out the garage and get back in. I gotta take a shower, do a couple things before tomorrow, and then I'm up at 3:30 tomorrow for work. But if you like this video, definitely hit the thumbs up, you guys. I am really excited about this build, and I know you guys too, by the amount of views and traffic and watch time and everything that this car is getting and my channel is getting because of this car. It's definitely apparent that a lot of you guys out there are waiting on the Chevelle build, man, I'm just happy that I can just get it done for you guys, and I'm happy for myself that I'm getting ready to get this thing done. There's actually a cruise on There's actually a cruise on April 2nd. I don't think I'm going to make that, but my buddy's trying to make it on his 442, but we'll see. So if mine's not done, then I'm going to roll with him, man. So, but anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I got stuff to do, but you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Man, this is a win today for me. I am happy about this, and we are making waves. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mr. Griffin 23. We are going in. I'm out of here. Deuces. Peace out.